Yes. Okay. We're live, and we go to screen share. It's me and Sasha, and we're gonna do some pair programming on website 1, hopefully. So tell me, what did you guys do yesterday? You and Renee, did you manage to work something on those?
I don't think I did anything on. I don't think I did any programming on this yesterday. If I did, oh no, that's right. Sorry, we did a tiny bit at the beginning. Yeah, we just kind of added some tests, or started adding some tests for user getting an error message for a non-privileged user getting an error message if they go to the URL where they try and post or create, destroy, update a newsletter.
Okay.
Then I think Renee did some stuff in the evening after that. But I was out most of the day.
Okay. All right. There we go. So, but I was thinking perhaps we could work some on my little, my feature story. This user status. I'm just gonna paste a link to the chat window so you can go and see a demo of that. Hopefully. Let's see. Let's see. I deployed a demo to this address that I pasted in the chat window, and so if we go to members, we can see that random guy is logged in, so we can set his status, and it seems like everything is working right now.
Yeah.
I have to rewrite the method. I was getting errors on if something if something didn't happen well, I wasn't getting this flash alert. So if you have a look at my screen in user's controller spec, I had to this it block should render a failure flash message. So I'm just doing the patch add status with an empty array, with an empty hash. I mean, so that shouldn't update the status. And now I'm getting this to pass. So something went wrong. It's shown. We can't replicate that error on the live site because we're actually using a select field, so we're always passing something in. But in case somebody would tamper with this should pop up something went wrong. But I had to rewrite the method. Let's see here. Yes. So this is the way it looks now. I'm using an unless statement. If the params are empty, or if the params are nil, or our params user status is blank, or the ID is blank, then he's not raising any errors. But if they are, if any of these conditions is met, he renders this flash alert, basically. So and this is all passing for me now. So the only thing I was thinking about, you and I could do now, is to think about whether whether here on the user's show page, I think we're okay. But I was thinking more in terms of here at the index page, if we should display this status in this way, or perhaps we should put it, just below the avatar, and perhaps use this icon, like its bubble, at the side of it. I don't know if that will make it better for users to understand what it is, or any thoughts on that?
Sorry. So
I'm thinking whether I should have this icon you know, at the side of the.
For some reason, it might be that the bandwidth is running out, but for some reason I'm getting quite interrupted speech by you. It's mostly sort of not quite bad enough to make it impossible to work, but it's I'm missing occasionally things that you say. So
Are you hearing me now?
Yeah, it's okay now. I'm just trying to fit it through the headphones just in case.
All right. We're mostly done with this pull request, but with this feature, and we can submit a pull request. And I was thinking that you could perhaps submit it, so I can walk you through the process of actually doing pull requests. You know.
Okay. Yeah. Sounds good.
That's one thing. But the other, the last touches on this, and what I'm thinking about is whether we should display this status on the members index page. You know, here, if you have a look at the random guy, as he is now, with this icon, with this, you know, bubble thing at the side, and you know, if this is okay, you know, if the way it's displayed on the index page is good enough, I'm not quite sure about it.
Yeah, I mean, I would say you'd want to see the whole thing, or at least more of it than this at the moment.
Yeah. So I would suggest, like, if we just let's see here, if we do something like that, you know, let me just do a quick drive. Let's see. No, everything's yes. New drawing. Yes. So if we do something like if we just pull this image in here. I would say that if we have the image here someplace, you know, my status, you know, instead of up there, you know what I mean? Together with this little, where are we? Let's see here. We could actually just do this. Yeah, so my idea is that if we have it something like this, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Together with an icon. You know,
yeah, I think that makes sense. I mean, at the moment, it does kind of look a bit similar to Niger and Norway.
Yeah, that's what. Yeah, exactly. So if we just remove this buff like this, yeah. So we don't see this anymore. We just see the you know, the status underneath like that. I think that's better. I think.
Yeah, makes sense.
So your task for today will be to implement that. So how do you feel about that?
Let's see. Can I pull your code while I?
Yes. Share your screen as well so we can see what you're doing.
It's possible that at some stage today this bandwidth limit will kick in and it will become totally impossible. And maybe that's even why I'm getting a worse feed now. But okay, right, yeah, this problem. So I wasn't sure the other day when I was pairing with Renee. I had like on my local website one folder from pairing with you before that, and neither of us were really sure whether when I was pulling his code I should do it into the same folder or whether we should create a separate one.
Folder-wise, you know when you use version control, never change folders. The only thing you change is the branch.
Okay.
You know, so if you switch to just to be on the safe side before you do anything, you work with me on the user status branch, so and you want to work with Rene for a while, just switch back to develop branch, check out your own develop branch, and then you go, git check out Rene and his feature branch. You know what I mean? And then you create your, because then if you do that, you are for a moment in a headless state. You create your local branch with the same name as Rene's, and then you're okay. Then you have a copy, a clone of his code, and then you can work on that. And then perhaps you switch back to me. All of a sudden you're pairing with me. The only thing you have to do then is to check out your local branch of user status, for instance.
Hold on, this is getting fuzzy again. I'm just going to leave the Hangout and re-enter. Plug in some headphones.
Sure.
I hope they work when I do that, just in case that achieves anything useful.
All right. I'll be here. No problems. So here we go. Let's see, pivotal tracker. How do I add images? Can I add images like this? No, this is obviously a low file. Add. There we go. Because I need to switch to Thomas here. Oh. Huh. Would that break my? Huh, I don't know. I don't know. Yes, I'm back. Cool. Yes, everything's okay. So let's see here. R space and run the tests. Hopefully Sasha's coming back soon. So what else do we use in control about users? How about strange? Let's see.
So you sound okay at the moment. Let me try running some speed test.
Okay. Pull my code.
Oh no, now you've gone crackly again.
Are you back? Sasha, you back?
Yes, sort of.
Okay.
But it's still sounding pretty dodgy. I'm gonna try running a speed test.
Okay, but you know what? If you hear at least parts of what I have to say, what we could do is if you pull my code,
yeah,
and you go to that lo-fi I just created.
Remind me, is it git pull Thomas?
Git pull Thomas and the name of the branch. So user underscore status. Yeah. And then you go.
Oh god! So I just realised because when I was with Renee, we did actually create a new folder. So now I need to reset you as a remote.
Oh, you guys messed up. All right, no problem. It happens even the best of us. I'm just gonna give you my the link to my repository. So you do git remote add Thomas and you are yes.
Oops, what's it gone?
That's the link to my repo.
Do you know, by the way, if I do a speed test while I'm in this Hangout, will that?
Don't know how that affects. I have no clue. No clue.
Well, let's see what happens anyway. Okay, here we go. Git remote set, was it?
Yeah, add.
Git remote add
Thomas and
slash.
then no slash.
No slash.
Just Thomas space and this HTTPS address.
Okay. That seems to have worked. Git pull Thomas user stuff. Are we happy now? Oh god, merge conflicts.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
But okay, did you do git checkout user status first?
That is a good question. Which branch am I in? Apparently not. No. Is there some way to
Yes, just do git stash right now.
Git stash. Fatal. God, cannot save the current index state. I mean, I think.
Okay, go. I'm just gonna paste. Do git reset. Git reset dash hard.
Yeah, I know the code on here is expendable at this stage. Okay, git code. User status did not match any files. No,
user underscore status.
Yeah.
Git checkout.
Let me share my screen.
Yeah.
Git,
When you share your screen, you upload. So do not mention. Okay, so you're using aliases. Okay, so that's Jacob. Not mention file. That's weird. So if you do just git branch. Oh, you only have the newsletter. Where are you?
I don't know how to answer that question.
Okay, anyway, if you just go git remote minus v. Okay, you get my. So okay, so do git. It's really weird. You must have. Yeah. Anyway. Okay. What you need to do is to git checkout Thomas slash user underscore status. Okay, and now you go git checkout minus b. User underscore status.
So I'm slightly confused by what's happening here. I thought I was on the user status branch.
You weren't. You must have done something to get yesterday when you created a new folder. Perhaps you cloned something again, or perhaps you have two website one folders now. Someplace.
I mean, just as a result of this command here, I thought I'd now gone on to the user status branch.
Yes, and you would have, but no. Okay, so no. When you do that, when you check out the remote branch, I mean, this is a branch on my repository.
Okay.
You are entering something that is called headless state, and then you have to create a local branch from that. So it's kind of a step on your way to pull down that code.
Okay.
So now you have a local branch called user status.
So if I like I really struggle conceptually with Git. If I had just done this line here in the first place without this line here, this line somehow linked it. Because I thought all checkout did was just saying I'm sticking my head in here, I'm having a look around. But somehow.
Yes, this is what you do when you check out the remote branch, like my branch. So you're pulling down that code. You can have a look at it. You can do, but you can't really, if you do any changes, you can't commit it anywhere. You know what I mean? So what you want to do after having a look around on my feature branch, if you want to work on it, then you have to create a copy of that remote branch on your own machine, and that's what you do by doing the creating a new local branch with this minus b. So
creating a new branch is just kind of just copies the content of whatever branch you're currently checking out.
Yes. So if you would have done this, just check out minus b user status from a develop branch or whatever branch you're working on, then that would only create a new branch, but with that code. You know what I mean? So yeah.
Let's just see how the speed test is
going. But the problem now is that you don't have a develop. You must have cloned something from René's. Instance of
I don't know if you can see my screen. I think this is not a good result for download speed. So I think I know why this is being a bit interrupted. It's still workable. It's sort of coming and going a little bit. For the most part, I can understand what you're saying though. So let's just carry on working with it for now.
So anyway, if you click on the first link I posted in the chat.
This one.
This page, the lo-fi.
I think this is the same one, right?
No, that wasn't it.
Sorry, there was a new one. Sorry, which link? This.
No, the lo-fi link.
Lo-fi of index.
There you go. What?
So this isn't confused. So you mean like this line here,
No, well,
or just this link below it?
the link, yeah, it's linked to the drawing I made.
Oh, right. Sorry. Yeah.
What the fuck? Failed to open
So
page.
I can't find this over docs.google.com. That's not a good
That's
start.
weird. That's really weird.
Go here. Oh, God. Really? What about Drive? Sometimes Drive behaves better than Docs, I find. Because I think, I don't know.
That should be. Oh, for fuck's sake. My drive. Oh gosh. Hold on a sec.
I wonder if actually, so at some stage today I'm going back home to Oxford, where I call it home still. Yeah, this is my dad's place, where we are during the week, and hopefully the internet there should be behaving.
Okay.
So that I wonder if it would be worth me going. I was planning to sort of do some pairing and then go, but maybe it'd be worth going sooner rather than later, and then at the other end, I'll have hopefully working internet. And maybe Google would have sorted itself out if it is in fact a problem with them.
Yeah. But okay, so if you just have a look at my screen, perhaps it's better. So what we want you to do now is, to make changes to the code, to the index page. So we move this status down below the avatar. So if you have pulled down my code, you should be able to do that. We need to test for it, so we need to make some changes in the view spec for that index file. So I would start with that.
Old Sublime stuff. Let's see. Oh god. What? Okay. The view spec. Well, I guess I want both open. So which view was it?
The view is users index.
Yeah. And then this is a spec rather than a feature. Is that what you want? Is that what we're writing
Yes,
test
this
for?
is in specs.
Is this
View specs?
oh yeah. Users.
Well, you go to the Delta views first. There you go. There you go. So,
Okay.
and I think there should be some sort. We are already testing. I think at least whether this something. Well, hold on a second. Whether the green dot is yes, display green dot for online users. Yeah, so around that place, someplace there, you could add more tests.
So what sort of thing? Testing views is again kind of new to me. What sort of thing? Presumably, you want to keep it fairly hands-off, so that some designer could come along and move stuff around and not have tests object that things aren't exactly where we're expecting them to be. So we'd be testing, I guess, for the speech bubble.
The speech bubble could be testable, and let's see. I don't think we have. We are not creating any status, so we should create a status, at least some statuses for those online users. On line 44 we have this. On line 42 the context starts. Display user status, and on line 45 we are creating online users, 4 of them.
Yeah.
Yes, but we never create. We're not creating any statuses. So the first challenge is to actually create, some status, like my status or whatever, for at least one of those users, and check for whether that text is displayed or not.
Okay, so I guess this is factory gal magic.
Yes.
Is that going to be in helpers somewhere? Some kind of helpers file?
Well, what I would say, let's have a look. The users online instance variable is an array, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I would say that we have to pull out the first or the last user. There are 4 users in that array, and we would have to pull out first of them.
Yeah.
And create a status for that particular user.
Yeah. So what our status creating method is.
So I would say that I would call. I would create a user. Let's see. Yes, I would create a user object and pulling out the first user in that array. So that would be something like @user equals users online.
Why, by the way, why do we need to do instance variables here? Can we not just use regular variables and find that they feed through into these tests anyway?
I think that we need to use instance variables because, but I'm not quite sure about this. We could try doing, using regular variables. But since we are using them inside, we're referencing them from an int block. I think they need to be instance variables, but I'm not quite sure about that.
Can we try? I
Sure.
thought that we didn't have to.
Sure.
Just leave that alone for a second. So for an RSpec on the, where are we? I was also going to ask. I don't know if you saw the thing I put in the icebox last night. I was just going to ask if you wanted to have a very quick look and just tell me if I kind of got the format right. If there's any information I left out or shouldn't have put in.
I already did that. It's well, the user story is in the right format, and you've done a good job there. It's a little too vague, and also it's just I can tell you it's impossible to implement because we are having that. But I know that sounds a little disencouraging, but you've done a great job with the story. But we have no control over the client's the user's browser, so we cannot have. We have very limited control about what the Hangout creation button does. It's an API call to Google, and there is no way we can control the browser.
Right.
But it was a good story. It was a good story.
Okay, what was I doing? I was trying to run a spec for. Oops. What am I doing? Views.
Yes.
Okay, so if I now just delete, we're not calling users at the moment, is that right? Yeah, we're not calling users online anywhere.
No, we just on line 49 we're using that to create an array of users, we're mixing users online together with users offline.
I see. Yeah.
So I would let's see, where are you? I keep losing that window. I understand what you're talking about because with this with having that everything in one window on a tab instead of a separate window. I keep losing that all the time. So what I would do, I would create a variable or an instance variable.
Yeah. Well, let's try making it a non-instance variable and see if the world explodes.
So I would say that user equals the first object. Yeah.
And then what? I don't know where that came from. And then can we just do updates on him? Oh no, that's not going to be him, is it?
Well, I would perhaps. Well, if you want to keep everything on one line, you could do that. But if you could just
not chaining.
Go to create a new line and just go, user status create.
As in status create.
Yeah, user.status dot create.
Status dot create.
And then
what kind of thing do I need to give it?
Then you go attributes equals.
Oops.
Yes. No. Just a variable. Actually, it's really strange.
Equals.
And then open a hash. And then
params or something.
Status.
Oh, blimey. Where's this coming from? Is this
This is a method
factory.val code, or is this code from
elsewhere?
No,
this is a code for well, actually, you could do there attributes equals, instead of status, you just go factory girl dot inside that hash. Attributes for. And this, for, and then parentheses. And then just status, colon status.
So this line is, so user.status is our stuff. Create is presumably from a controller, a user's controller, a status controller. So this is that. So then this attributes method or variable, where is this coming from?
Where did you get the status controller from? Oh, I have a status controller. Wow.
Is it? Am I right in thinking that is where the create method is coming? Like it is this method
here?
No.
This is completely redundant. We don't need that. I thought I got rid of it.
Okay.
Yes. It's good. No, actually, that's a method in users controller.
Okay.
On line 42, add status. Well, actually, no. Hold on. Sorry. The user status create is added automatically because it has has many relationships. So we never have to create that method. It's added to for us by active record.
Okay. Yeah. So oops, where are we? So this is active record. So attributes. Where is this coming from?
Once again.
Where is this attributes variable or method coming from?
It comes with the method.
With create.
Yes.
Okay.
The only question mark here is whether you need to put factorial attributes for inside a hashtag or not. Yeah, I'm not quite sure about that. So we can try it, I guess. You might want to run this. If you just go, for rspec spec views user index and go 42, then you run only that context block. Colon 42.
Oops. No, wait, that didn't work.
Without the spacing, perhaps.
All right, yeah. No.
No?
Unexpected. Oh, it's getting upset by. Oops. No. Wait.
Yeah, remove
doesn't
those
matter.
color brackets there.
It's happier.
And now we'll know whether the variables are okay or if we. Well, they should be okay now, but because you're not using them. Okay, so that's cool. But if you do, if you go back to the code and you go on line 40, yes, of 49, a new line after 49, and you do this binding pry in the spec.
Oh, sorry. Does this still? I thought there were problems with sort of interrupting with debuggers on the last line of a
Well,
method.
actually, pry could do that.
Okay.
So, I guess that's an upside. I run the thing again.
So user.
Okay, so not what we want to do is just if you just type user status.
User underscore status.
Well, no. You just pull that. Could you make it a little bigger? Just command plus on your Mac.
Yeah.
Okay, that was even worse. Okay, so user ID 1 create. Okay, so that works. All right. So we have a user status set to my status. Okay, so just press C to continue.
So this is a factory girl thing.
Yeah. So we actually created that status. So that's good.
Okay. So factory girl. So can you just take me through this bit as well? So factory girl attributes for.
Yes, if you go to the spec directory in your Sublime, and there is this folder called factories.
Users.
There you are. Yes, and now you go statuses.rb if you open that.
Statuses.rb. I see. Okay.
Yes. So this is what we created. We created a factory for status for this gem called Factory Go. And the only thing it does is create a. If you don't pass in any other attributes, it will create a status called my status. And so you can call Factory Go new. You can call it create. When you do create, it actually creates a whole new object for you. But we didn't need that. The only thing we wanted was the attributes from that factory. So that's what we use this method attributes for. So you just ask the factory Go to pull out those attributes. You could have set your own attributes for it if you wanted.
So what does factory girl do? Yeah, what does it think attributes for? Is it just anything inside the define block?
Yes. So if you have if you open in this folder, if you close this file and open projects, for instance, projects.rb. No, this is more advanced, right? Because you have you can set sequence. You see a factory for project that is that sets sequence for the title and slug, the pitch and description and status, and stuff like that. So this is more complicated. So there's a lot of stuff you can do in Factory Girl, but on statuses we're using the bare minimum actually, because it's such a simple project. It's a simple object.
Okay.
But it's fairly well documented, so you can read up on it.
Yeah, I was thinking I might have a look if I can.
And you see here, for instance, on line 45, we're using factor girl to create a list of users. That's also very convenient for us. So we don't have to go, iterate, create them manually. You just say that you want to create 4 users, and the only thing I want to pass in, because the only thing I'm using them for is to see whether the updated attribute is set on a certain date. So it's very easy. I can do that on one line instead of creating each an individual one.
And why did you initially create 4 of each? Was that just because you had a feeling that later on there'd be you'd want them to have individual
Yeah, it was better than having one, and so perhaps it could be it's just an arbitrary number. Actually, I just put down 4. And then I'm combining both of them into this users array, as you see on line 47, I think. I take the online users and offline users and just creating one single array of them. Okay, so we have that. So you can comment out to remove line 50 right now.
So we've got a user who has a status which says my status. So we want to say something like, this is our index page. So we want to say something like expect to see the text my status.
I would create a new it block saying it displays the status.
See this right here. This is why I get annoyed with single quotes sometimes, because I do this and everything breaks.
Well, actually, we're only displaying one user status, so you don't have to pluralize that.
No, that's not plural. That's possessive.
Oh, okay.
Plural would be like this, which would still have the same problem.
Oh yeah. But you go what is it? Shift Alt 7. And you're escape that out.
Do you mean? Hang on. Do you mean?
Hold on. Shift. Is that how you? Hold on. Let me just. You're on a Mac, right?
Yeah. What am I trying to create here?
Escape.
Just this. I mean, isn't it just that?
Hold on. Yeah, that's it. That shouldn't cause any problems.
No, sure, but it's just kind of annoying when I'm halfway through writing a sentence and it does that.
User status.
I only personal beef with single quotes. Okay, so suppose
and we have to. You always have to render.
We also need to time travel that.
Yes, just copy line 69.
Yeah. Wait. Don't we want? Presumably, we want one for online users.
Yes, so it's line 63. Good catch. Or 57.
Okay.
We can refactor that later to create 2 contexts, but it doesn't matter
now. Expect. So rendered is just the whole page?
Yes, the whole page, yeah.
Content, I guess. What can I say? Just have text better. What was it? Did it have any punctuation?
No, I think it should be. And you could always use poetry mode without the parentheses, just a space, but it doesn't matter because we're using parentheses on the other.
Yeah, I'm kind of deliberately getting into a habit of using parentheses until I'm really confident with Ruby, because otherwise I've had so many times I've had not using parentheses throw some weird error that I spend 3 hours trying to find.
If you just type C and enter, that will run through the C. Yeah, that's we continue. Okay, again.
Right, again. All right. Okay, so then I guess the next
Okay.
thing we want is the
What you
speech
can,
bubble.
yes, the speech bubble. So actually, it's a little bit against my own rules, but you could add on 74 displays the user status with a speech bubble, and then you
Yeah.
can have like two expects in the same block. I mean,
Yeah, I sort of I gather that you're not supposed to do that, but sometimes I mean you might have seen when you're skimming through the tic-tac-toe stuff, I had a lot of expects clustered together.
yeah, but
I
it's
felt
okay,
a bit dirty about it, but I wasn't sure in some cases how to do it differently.
So I
But
just going to give you the HTML for that speech bubble, so you know what to look for. Hold on a sec. And show, and the speech bubble is, where is the speech bubble? Yes, this is the speech bubble. So speech bubble in chat window.
Yeah.
So what I do, I just usually copy that and paste it in my file, but comment it out, so I know the.
Like to have what actual thing is this going to be? Have CSS?
Mm-hmm. And actually, have CSS is I prefer that before to have selector, because have CSS is better basically. It has also a timeout built into it, so it waits until for a while, because some CSS are created by jQuery and stuff, or updated, and have CSS has a timeout built in, so it waits for jQuery to load.
Okay.
While have selector checks for everything instantly after the page is loaded.
Okay. Do I just need the glyph icon comment, or is the glyph icon part of it as well? So I guess that.
Mm-hmm. There you go.
This should fail, presumably.
Mm-hmm.
Let's get rid of this line. Do we? Yeah. So I guess other than testing that it's present, we don't do anything about where it might be on the page. Or
Yes, well, that's another question later. We have to get to that. But first of all, we also, I was thinking about, yes, you want to have double quotes around that you want to test whether there are double quotes around that status. If you have a look on my lo-fi.
Oops. Let's see if I can actually load the thing. Yeah. Right. Yeah. So okay. Test content.
Yes, and now that would fail as well, actually, because there is no double quotes around your status yet.
Okay. So.
Did it fail?
Yeah, I did.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
So
wait, no, sorry. Oh no, yeah, it's the same test. I forgot.
but what, go up to the error message.
Yeah.
And why did it fail?
Yeah, well, it hasn't found the text. Which.
Okay, good. So now we have a failing test, and I wouldn't bother with specking out where it is right now. I would just make them pass to stop, and then we can play around with it.
Okay. Yeah. No. Yeah. Okay. So, oops. What am I even doing? So at the moment, I guess we present user users.h do present user. Hang on, I'm just gonna. This is probably cheating, but I want to look at the. I want to look at
No,
the page that I'm looking at the HTML for. Um,
no, it's okay. Actually, if you play around with this, I need to just run to the bathroom for a second.
okay.
So I leave everything recording on, so just go ahead and work, and
Okay.
I'll be right back. Okay?
Yeah. Oops.
All right, Sasha, I'm back.
Hi again. I'm just fiddling. Something that's turned out to be more fiddly than I was expecting. Because this line here, or rather, this line here, isn't returning a string, or it is returning a string, but it's returning a string that says span my status span. And I'm not quite sure where those spans are coming from. I'm just trying to figure that out.
They are coming from. Let's see. Well, they're coming. If you they are coming because I set them in the presenter like this, actually. But how do they present it? Yeah, but that shouldn't be a problem. Presenter status. That's what I do. Hold on a second. Well, let's have a look at your view.
Here.
How did you present the status? Yes, P. Okay, I would remove the P's anyway because you don't need them, I think. Or perhaps you do need them. If user online present the status.
Yeah, like I initially just tried putting this in, just using sort of naive string interpolation, but then
you should put the double quotes outside of the injected Ruby.
Yeah. I think that's a bit embarrassing.
And if that doesn't work, we go to the.
No, it's happy with that now. Now it's failing to find the glyph icon.
Okay, so it's the glyph icon is okay.
So I guess but presumably want to move this now to. I thought it was about here, line 45.
Oh, it's okay there actually. You just need to add the glyph icon first.
Okay. So do we have the glyph icon, like the actual image? Is that linked? Is that in assets or something?
Yes, they are there. So you just take that span. The syntax for adding an icon is you just add the span that I pasted just before the double quote. You know, the one that I gave you.
This bit here.
Mm-hmm.
So the span. Oh, I see. Yeah.
The whole span, actually.
Right. Yeah.
And you close the span right before the. Well, actually, there. Yes, and close it. Close it.
What am I trying to do? Wait, how do you remember how you open and close the tag one?
Yes.
Is that right?
No,
right.
So
I've just forgotten now how you. I'm just
trying to just move one to the right. Just.
As in do this.
Yes, it allows you to do this. Yes.
Yeah. No, it's just there's somewhere I think that I mean I'm just being pedantic now, but I'm sure there's a way that you can close off the span without having to use a second tag for it.
I know, but actually the validators would go crazy on that. They don't.
Okay. All right. Okay.
The only tag you should use that on is the BR tag.
Is the
break new line tag BR.
All right. Okay.
So if you run the test, that should pass now.
And why on the break tag? Is that just
because you never close the break tag? You know, the break tag is designed to be on its own, but the validators wants it to be closed instantly. I mean, so that's where you use it there. Okay, so that passes. But the thing is that we haven't moved it yet. It's still.
Yeah.
And yes, so that's more complicated. So what we want to do is we want to copy or cut the 41, 42, and 43.
Yeah, so I was having. So we want to slot it in about here, but I'm really bad at this.
Yes. So no, well, I would take it easy now because you see we're closing on line 43 now. Let's see.
Oh, delete. Sorry.
No. Cut it out. Cut it out. There you go. And just yes. Okay. So let's have a look at this. On line 42 now, as it stands, you're closing the anchor tab, right? And then you have a Lee. So you're so I would, if you place, we have to play around with this a little bit. So I would place this on.
So the reason I thought just before the anchor tag was because I was actually looking at the element on the page, and it seems like this is the user preview, and it seems like you want it to be part of that. You want it to be part of the link when you click on the user, or maybe you don't. I don't know.
I would say that we want all that be clickable, to go to his profile page, right? But that status doesn't necessarily have to be that, but what we have, well, okay, we could have it on within the anchor tag. It doesn't really matter for us. That's not the problem. The problem is that we have a div class media body index summary, and then you have the media heading, and then you have paragraphs. So that they are kind of nested, and we want to place that outside of that div. So you see that underneath United Kingdom on SAM, you see a closing tag for div. So we want to put that either underneath that div and within the anchor tag or outside the anchor tag. It doesn't really matter. But within the listed list item still. So
either what's it again? So either 42 or 43.
Yes.
Is there any particular reason to favor one over the other?
No. But the problem is that we will screw up the format a little bit. So we have to wrap 42 through 44 in another div.
Okay.
Probably. and the thing is that we need to think about what class to give that div. So it's still a part of the whole thing, basically.
This would be a
well, just to make it readable, I would place the closing div outside of the end. After 46.
Oh, oops. Yeah, wait. Yeah, I didn't even notice that end. Wait, what's the end?
The end is closing the if statement.
Shoot, I've just messed up the indenting. That's why I'm confusing myself. So that should be indented, I guess, and then.
Yes, and let's move up a little and see what class that div has. Div class media body. Okay, so media body and media heading.
So these are bootstrap classes?
Yes. Well, yes, they are. Well, we actually created them when we were doing this index page, because we were using. Let's see, what were we using? We were using something interesting. Let me see, where am I? Users index media body SP. Flow hidden. That's about it. The index server. Let's see what that is. There's no wrap takes over. Ellipsis takes over from. Yes, there's some special formatting that we wanted to use for some reason. I don't really recall. But the thing is now that the way you set that up, if we go back to your view file, okay, do you have your Rails server running?
Not at the moment.
Okay, if you run that, we can have a look.
Last time I did this, it took an age to start for some reason. I don't know. Yeah, as I said, it's Mac's kind of a bit decrepit. I don't know, that wasn't too painful.
Yes, so just go to
Yeah.
localhost. And you have to log in with random. And you actually have to set.
Was it random at random?
Yes, random@random.com.
Let's remember me. If I click remember me, will this just do it for localhost, or how does that work?
I'm not quite sure. I don't even know if this works right now. There seems to be some problem with this remember me thing. I never used it. I always log in with a GitHub account. So okay, so now you have to go to your own profile. Just pull down the menu, my account, and you have to set that. Well, that didn't work out at all for us. Go back to the index page.
Yeah, I was going to say that.
Yeah. Okay. So go back to your view again. And okay, so that's not a good thing for us to do.
Would it help to move it outside of the anchor?
Well, that would remove the anchor of it. So yes, that's to start with. We could remove that. But I'm thinking, it's weird. Yes, move it outside of the anchor to start with. But also, let's see, don't do anything with it. Reload, go back to your server, reload that page.
That's all right.
Okay, better,
improvement.
But still not exactly what we want. So we need to give that, okay, try to give that div a class of media heading.
Is that media hyphen? Yeah.
Yes, and reload that again.
So it's unchanged.
Okay, so give it a class of media body instead of heading media body.
No change.
Weird.
Have I told you how much I hate CSS?
Okay, we can make it easy, really easy for us, or can we? Okay, if you just right-click on the avatar and inspect that element. And what is saying? So image class user preview, iClass. Okay, so user preview, users random. Okay, media item. Oh, okay, media item, media body. Okay. Media body. And then, okay, so it's outside of that media item. Okay, go back to your code and set user preview as class on that div.
As well as media body, or instead?
Instead. Yes.
I think it moved slightly.
Yes. It okay. So but now we all right. So and then you just as a quick fix now. Oh, why is he?
It's a bit peculiar. It's like overlapping this. Although
Okay,
it's not actually. It's
okay,
not.
so remove that because it has a special. Okay, remove that class and just go.
I mean, if it makes a difference when we're using media. Hang on. Sorry, I'm getting myself mixed up. When we're using media heading up here, it's a P rather than a div. So
Yeah, but the thing is that
combines with its own.
yeah, what the user preview class does, it has this hover effect where it turns changes the color, but it also has a margin right. Is it right?
Mm-hmm.
So what we're gonna do now is just gonna go style equals margin right. Is this right colon and 5px. Like this.
Okay. So which class are we giving it for now?
No class at all. We just remove everything, all
class.
class.
I see. Right.
And just give him the style.
So, oops.
Yes, I think that should do it, but I'm not quite sure. Okay, just do it like this now. Inspect that element sleeping into my keyboard.
Oh, shoot, I didn't mean to do that. Damn it.
Yes, and then you go double-click the margin right 5px in that inspection.
Okay.
Yes, and then you change that to 10px.
Didn't seem to do anything at all. 20.
Okay, and so change it to margin left.
Right, okay.
Yes, because I'm and now 5px.
Oops. Back up to 10.
Yeah, 10. Try 10.
Even now.
Okay, and then you go after, do that again, double click there again, and after that semicolon, you go margin top -5. You just add, yes, margin top minus in semicolon to close it off. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. So you just copy that into our code. This is what we want.
Okay. Can I make it 15? I think
Well, we want it in line with the avatar, I think. I wouldn't go 15.
Just somehow looks a bit sharp to me, but yeah.
Okay, well, if you want that.
I don't feel strongly. Also, my visual acuity is non-existent. So
But also, we need to add that, but also on that span that you use for the glyphicon, I would add style margin right at this time outside of the class. Just add this style and give him 5 or 3 pixels or 5 pixels. No.
How many?
Give him 5 pixels. Yes, because we want a space between the bubble and the double quote.
Mm.
Yes, that looks much better. And good practice would be for us to move this out to the CSS file, but it doesn't really matter now. I mean, we can leave it hard-coded like this. It's okay. I think this looks good.
I think to me, I think we should give it the same slight grayness as the things, because this looks slightly stark to me.
All right. Let's see. Let me just look at what setting that is. There should be.
Media body, I guess.
Let's see. I'm just gonna. United States color. Okay, so you go. I'm just gonna paste that in for you into the window. So you just add this color tag to the style on
can
the.
Can you show me how you got that? So we sort of getting it directly from the page. I was kind of looking for a class and.
Yes, I was looking here. I see. I have United States for somebody. Who is it? Shmuel, I think. And so I go to the.
Yeah.
Here you have this CSS
elements. Let me just check. I can. Oh, it's because I'm using Safari rather than Chrome. It's slightly different.
Yeah, I don't think you see all those classes that he's using.
Yeah, I prefer, but it's like crashing on this Mac for some reason. Okay, so.
And you want to put that color styling on the div. The color 54555A. I think you want it on the div itself.
Yeah, that looks a bit nicer to me. I don't know. What do you think?
Yeah. So is the bubble, the speech bubble, is also gray now, or is it only text?
No, the speech bubble has been as well.
Cool. I was thinking that perhaps we had to use font color, but I guess it was enough with color. Good. This is good. So now what we want to do, we want to go back to. We want to go back to the view, to the code, I mean, and let's see here. It's a lot of styling. Perhaps we should move that out to. Yeah, so copy everything. Copy the content within the double quotes on the div. And
change class. Start a class.
Yes, and we can call this class for status, user or whatever. Yeah, call it user status.
Okay, and then this is gonna go.
And then you go to assets.
Style sheets.
Yes, and there is this application CSS. There you go. And now underneath the custom, yes, you can create dot user status. And paste that in, just format it nicely. There you go.
That works.
Yes, and
doesn't want to refresh the page at the moment.
oh,
Come on, you can do it. There we go. Yeah. Okay.
all right. So let's go back to the code, and I was thinking, if we give that div, an ID, so just say div after class, for instance, after class you go ID equals user status. Okay, and now we can go back to. Now we want to go back to our view spec.
Yeah.
Yes, and now we have now let's see how we do that. I don't remember quite, but on line 78, between those two, you want to. Well, actually, no. After render, you want to insert a new line and say within. Well, actually, no. Let's see how the fuck. Specs articles. Okay, so you go. Yes, rendered dot within, and parentheses.
We expect.
Well, no. Well, no. Go back to line. Remove. Go back to 77. Don't remove the end. It could be there.
Yeah, sorry.
Anyway, just right after the within, before do.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, open a parentheses, single quotes, and go div.
Right.
And now we want to identify that ID, so that is the
Yeah.
hash sign, the bang.
Yeah.
Yes, and user icon. And then you go do, and then pass in an argument. It's like you see status. Well, after do, you have to do this.
Yeah. So what is this argument? What's it representing, pointing to?
Well, then it's gonna. That's what we're gonna look for. So if you move 80 and 81 with inside to that do block.
Mm-hmm.
And then you just replace the word rendered with status. You expect status to have. Yes.
Yeah.
So now we're checking for this content within that div. Yeah.
So is that always a good idea? I mean, I sort of wonder if at some point you're making tests for things that you kind of want to be free and easy and won't break the program if they aren't in the right place, but might cause designers problems.
Absolutely, and usually it is. But in this particular case, since we already had that content in another place, and we are actively, working on moving it outside, so that now this test actually makes sense.
Okay.
Because, so now the test is actually testing whether our efforts has been successful. That's one thing. The other thing is in views, testing views, you want to, if you go expect render to have some sort of content, that's very general. That could be wherever in the navbar or in the footer. Here we want to have specific. We want to know that this is within a specific place, and you could expand that even further, saying that inside media. What was it? It was called media body or media item. The first media item on your page or something. But we don't have to be too specific. But it's kind of important for us to know that it is inside that particular div that we gave an ID.
Okay.
So yeah, so let's run the test and see what if this works.
God, this is getting really unresponsive. Why am I? Something on this thing is upsetting it. Why are you using so many system resources?
What did you say?
Ambiguous match found. 8 elements matching div with ID user status. What? Doesn't sound like it should happen. What?
Well,
yeah, because because we're iterating. Should we just change it in the test to class user status? Or is that then going to be too broad?
It's also going to be ambiguous. Yes, what we want, of course.
Yeah.
We have to move that div inside the if block.
Right, yeah.
Because we have a condition for if presenter status is there, but we have the div outside. There you go. Let's try that. And I think there's a logical error on that as well. Let's see what it says now.
Looks happy with that.
Okay. Go back to the code anyway. Let's see. Yeah, okay, it is. I thought it was an or, but I see it's an and on line 43. 43, yes. I was worried that. Yeah, so we have two conditions that needs to be fulfilled, and they are, and that's why he is displaying that correctly. In real life, we will have more users with active statuses, but we're not. So, for instance, if you go to the spec and go and create another user with a status,
then it's going to bring
then that would fail, of course.
Yeah.
But it doesn't matter for testing purposes. We're okay right now. So.
Okay.
Cool.
Shall I push the code then?
Well, there's last thing we need to consider. If we go to the partial called details in users. At the very you see those options there. I was just playing around with this. What we need to consider is whether these are the I would say available, ready to pair is a good one. Doing code review is okay. Please do not disturb. Sure, why not? Hold on a second. Hello. Okej, jag kommer snart med gumman. My wife just got
Get rid of this one, maybe.
yeah. Waiting for next scrum. And, well,
At work and do not disturb a kind of equivalent.
yes. And also sleeping at my keyboard. Let's see, we could remove that.
You sure? I kind of like that one.
Me too, actually. Yeah, let's keep it. Let's keep it. Yeah. So yeah, I think we're ready to go on this one.
Okay.
You have to run this RSpec before you push up. The whole thing. I would run the whole thing.
All right. I have a feeling that's going to take a while. My computer's, I don't know, it's gone really sluggish for some reason in the last 10, 20 minutes.
But the RSpec are usually fine. The cucumber is going to take a lot of time. But I can pull it down and run the cucumbers, and then we can do the pull request, and then we're done. I'm just going to say hi to my wife. So you can run the tests, and then you can push up to GitHub, and I'll be right back with you. Okay? Well, just push to your origin.
All right. Yeah.
Yes. You do have your origin left.
Possibly. We'll find out when I try.
I'll be right back with you. Okay. Yeah. All right. No reds.
I just had one other thought, which was maybe it already does this, but is it worth setting status to delete when the user stops being online? Or I don't know how that would work. If the user comes online having been previously offline or something like that. Because you don't really want someone to type in "I'm ready for pairing" and then come back a week later and have it necessarily still display straight away.
Good point. Yes. Well, that's a rather complicated thing.
Yeah. Well, maybe you do anyway. I mean, it's a bit of a pain to reset it every time if you always go on.
What's the downside if he sits and ready to pair? I would say we leave it now. But as a separate story. Yeah, as a separate story, we could have when you log in, you could have an alert. Your status is set, ready to pair. You want to change it or something.
Yeah, that sounds like a better plan.
Yeah, let's keep it this way now. Okay, so finish in 1 minute.
Okay, so if I let's see, origin user. Can I still have this up? Okay, that seems to have worked, all right.
Well, it couldn't have worked because you didn't commit.
Oops. I did that the other day.
But what he did now is he created a new feature branch for you.
Okay, right, yeah. Moved.
Avatar or something, yeah.
Something like that.
Yes, good. Okay, so now I can, and now you can push, yes. Yes, so that should be it. Let me pull it down.
I'll stop broadcasting now because I wonder if that's partly what's upsetting my laptop so much.
Let's see. Okay, so it's, oh no, my computer is also running slow. Yes, so code slash user status. Oh, Christopher's on there. Man, he's slow. Oh, merge conflict. But the power of a Ruby mine will help us. Let's see. And so we go to version control, we go to Git, and we go to resolve conflicts, and we see that we have we have a problem with application CSS. So here we go, and I'm gonna add. Oh, that's weird.
Where's the conflict?
You put
a double cross?
Put through me, so perhaps. Okay, there was this CSS that was added by me in another branch and merged into develop. So, and for some reason you didn't have that. Perhaps I did that after I committed. So, that's weird. Anyway, so I'm just going to repeat status.
I was going to ask, you were saying the icebox thing I did was a bit vague. Is that just because because I didn't specify?
No, because of the nature of the story, basically.
All right.
It wasn't much you could do.
Okay.
I mean, it's another thing if you're dealing with a specific feature, software thing, that you want to achieve, then you can be more specific. But at this, in this particular case, there wasn't much you could say.
Okay.
You were as specific as you could be.
Okay.
I think, yeah. Let's see. So give commit am with okay, so you're gonna have to pull down my code again because there are some slight changes to the code that you didn't have. But hold on, let me push out. Christopher was about to join us, but he's not. So I'm going to run the cucumbers just, to make sure that before we, I want to be sure that everything is passing before we make the pull request, because then we look like idiots. And I don't like that. And I can always blame you because you're the one doing the pull request.
Yeah, sure.
It's a team effort here. So.
Yeah, absolutely. That's what you're getting you guys on board for.
Exactly. And you guys have to, But cucumber takes some time.
Yeah.
It's a nice little feature. It's not that important for the in the big picture, but.
Looks like Christopher just joined us.
Oh yeah, how you doing, Christopher?
Hey, how's it going?
Just good. Fine. We're just finishing off a little feature that we've been working on together, and getting ready to make a pull request. So I'm just running the tests before we actually, submit a pull request. And this will be Sasha's first pull request, so I'm gonna talk him through the process of how I want them to be formatted and everything. But in the meantime, while Cucumber is running in the background, hopefully we won't see any red lines. But yes, the project redesign, project index page redesign.
Right. Yeah.
Good thing. And that Twitter API, it's highly important for us actually.
Okay.
So that would be great if you could grab it. Actually.
Is there a story for the Twitter thing?
There is a story. It's not estimated yet, but it will be later today, because my plan is to my plan is to vote on it in the next Scrum. Yes, we need a proper user story. Yes, so let's write up a user story for that. As site is in order to make our AV events. AV events more visible. I would like to push. Oh, hold on a second. What sorry? Jessica. Oh, I thought my wife was talking to me. I would like to push notifications about started events to Twitter. About started events to Twitter and started events using Twitter API and insurance profile. Oh, jeez. Hold on a second. You're asking? Nej? Ja. Jag vet. Give me a few more minutes. Okay. I know. Agile Ventures. I would like to push notifications about started events to Twitter using Twitter API. Yes. So this is the user story for this. Could we make it more specific, guys, if you think about it?
Can you expand the font slightly? Or if it zoom?
Oh. There you are.
Oops, I'm looking in the wrong place. So what's the actual thing?
Well, what we want to do is every time we start a Scrum or when we start a pair programming session, we want to publish, a tweet about that on Agile Ventures Twitter profile.
Okay.
That we have set up, and that is already taken care of. But and there is this Twitter API, gem that we can use for that. So technically, it's not. We don't have to make API calls by ourselves, but rather use a gem. And that's So if I didn't have this started events, just about events, that would be vague. But by saying started, that implies that when they are starting, that's when we want to push out. And I don't know if out of a business perspective that's good. Perhaps we should push them out a little, ahead of time. I don't know.
It sounds like it would be harder to set up. Oh, and just sort of have them go off according to a clock or something.
Yeah, perhaps that would imply that would mean that we need some sort of a background job or something. So I would.
So these are this is going to be triggered by any event, like a pair programming session, a Scrum, a dev meeting. Like,
yes.
Is there a way to filter? Because the hashtags pair with me, would we want, say, like a client meeting to go out over the Twitter profile?
I would say that we can push everything and still tag it with pair with me, because this pair programming thing is it kind of includes everything we do, even though it's a client meeting.
Okay.
I wouldn't bother with that, with filtering. I understand your question, but I wouldn't bother with it.
Okay. Fair enough.
Yes. More visible. Should we expand this a little bit, perhaps?
Well, the interesting thing to me is that the story has to have value to a user, and the user in this case is the site administrator.
Yes.
And is that the only user that can
benefit
get value?
from this? Okay. No. I think regular users or non-users, actually, we could say as a member, we can write another user story for this, a member of the public, right? Because with an interest in open source development or in web development, I would what could we say? What sort of a value could he gain from seeing our tweets?
Well, you could jump into an in-progress session basically by clicking a link in a Twitter, in a tweet.
In order to.
So I would like to be able to click a link and see what it's all about, and just sort of join the session.
Oh yeah, to learn more about Agile Ventures. I would like to know when the event is about to start, and I would like to be presented with an URL I could use to
join in, basically, right? Is that clear enough?
Yeah, it's pretty
Yeah.
clear.
So we have two sides of this story, right? Because this is a business value for us, you know, and get more to join them, right? The site administrator, in order to make a Agile Ventures event more visible and get more people to join them. This is the business value. I mean, we can all, you know, there's this you know, ask 5 whys. Why do you want more people to join them? Yes, because we like them to become, you know, active members of Agile Ventures. And why do we want that? You know, you can go on and on like this, right? But I think this could, I mean, everybody understands why we would like more people in those events.
I have a question actually about that, because we seem to be only trying to recruit one type of user, you know, people like ourselves, developers.
Mm-hmm.
But if you look at what Agile Ventures is comprised of, it's comprised of projects. There are other roles that are needed on each project. I mean, we need clients, we need project managers, we need technical leads. So I don't think that's something we need to address in this story. I'm just sort of.
But you might want to address that tonight in the Agile Venture retrospective, because you're bringing up a very interesting point.
Yeah.
First of all, we want to, you know, to be truly agile, we need to build real cross-functional teams, composed of people with various backgrounds and various profiles. So this is absolutely something that we, as a community, need to think about. So it's a very valid point.
That might be sort of like the next major push for evolving the platform.
Yes, and it's funny you mentioned, because we spoke about that yesterday, me and Sam, about marketing of Agile Ventures. Even though I have some background in marketing in my career, this is not my main point of, you know, area of interest right now. But we would like to have people with marketing background joining Agile Ventures, and actually Jeff Sutherland, one of the founding fathers, you know, it sounds pretentious, but anyway, one of the guys behind Scrum, and he was one of the co-signers of the Agile Manifesto. He wrote a paper recently, and I've read it, about Agile in marketing, you know, and in sales. So they use Agile methods and the Agile approach in that, you know, area. And I was thinking about pushing out something like, you know, you want to practice your Agile skills in as a marketer, as, you know, join our community, because we would like to have people with that sort of background in our organization. But the important thing for me, and I guess Sam and me are on the same page, is that we do things in a truly agile, you know, way. So I don't want to have a marketer that would come up with a, you know, 40-page long business plan.
That's the problem. That's the problem. I mean, like, it's almost like they have to go through some kind of boot camp before. Well,
yeah. But if we could find somebody or a group of people that are interested in learning to do agile marketing, you know, that would be very interesting, I think.
The ideal would be that there's the same sort of process, you know. I would think that most of the Agile Ventures members come from the 169 courses. Yeah. If there was a MOOC or something like that on edX that focused on marketing, and we could recruit from that.
Exactly. So I'm thinking about actually reaching out to Mr. Sutherland, actually, and he hear his thoughts about this. You know, could he recommend some a forum where there's people that actually do agile in other areas than just software development?
Yeah.
If there is some place. But this is a discussion for tonight, I think.
Okay.
It's very interesting.
That's great.
But anyway, we do have a user story now, and
you know, push, yes, auto push, yes, okay. So let's close this one, and tonight we'll vote on it. Oh, I mean, in the next scrum. I think next scrum is what, in 2 hours or something.
Okay.
I think. It's in 1 hour 44 minutes, and that would be good. Yes. Guys, my wife is calling. I need to go. But how about Christopher? Can you stay online for a while now, or?
So I could do the break for lunch anyway, I think.
Okay. Because
Yeah,
otherwise,
as I said,
I was
to-
thinking that Christopher could walk you through the process of making a pull request.
Yeah, sure.
Right, yeah. Yeah, I
Because-
guess that sounds fairly short and sweet, huh?
Yeah. So, but that means you're gonna have to share your screen again, and you have to pull down my code yet
So-
once more.
So
And you know,
Are we bothering with rebase, or are we just gonna do like a normal merge?
just well, actually, he can just take the code as it stands now and just push it. Just make a pull request. That doesn't have to rebase it or anything.
Okay.
I think he after my push to my repository, you already have the latest code from develop. I did that, so yeah, just create the pull request, you know, and link to the pivotal tracker story, you know, and stuff like that. And you have to the thing that I'm kind of strict about, or you know, is that the pull request message is kind of verbose, you know, so you actually explain what we're doing. Perhaps you can attach a screenshot or something, you know. But Christopher is a great guy doing that. His pull requests are usually very, very good, and he had this animated thing going, you know, that would just blow my mind. So I'm gonna leave the recording on. And please do share your screen, Sasha, and I'll be with you when I'm done with my stuff, or you know, if you guys are finished, just drop out of the recording, and that's cool. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. I see you later, guys.
Okay, but,
Later.
is my screen sharing at the moment?
I'm looking at somebody's screen. Hold on.
Let me go somewhere less confusing. If I just look at my terminal or something.
Okay, so I see your pulsating avatar on your screen.
Why is it not doing that?
So it's the green button if you would.
Yeah, no, it's just not responding. Let me try just quitting and reloading the Hangout.
Okay.
It's been, my computer's been objecting to it for a while.
Hi, how's it going? Abdel Hadi, is your microphone on? Oh, he's gone. Welcome back, Sasha.
Hi again. Okay. Let's see what happens now. Okay. Hopefully that is working better.
Yep. Looks good.
So I've just pulled Thomas's down.
So it looks like it has something to do with round banners?
The commit. So as in the stuff we've just done, you mean?
Okay, so have you've pulled his stuff?
Yep.
I'm just looking at and can we just verify that with the git log and see that everything's there? Or git, yeah. Does that look right to you? All the commits you need are there?
Yeah, I think we just did the one and then the merge.
Okay, so have you done this before?
I don't. A pull request specifically.
It's pretty easy. You just need to make sure. Okay, so now you need to push your code to your topic branch on GitHub.
I think I did it a while ago. It won't be too hard.
Yeah, and then yeah. Is that you breathing fire?
Yeah. So I thought you were talking metaphorically about my laptop being really noisy. So, no, that is me breathing fire.
Wow, cool.
Yeah, it was good fun. I haven't done it before or since, but it was just something I figured I'd do once in my lifetime.
Well, that was just a spur of the moment thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. So right, you switch to the branch though, the little drop down on the left. So yeah, you have to be on that. Now if you hit the pull request, it'll be for what?
I can't find the server github.com. Okay, good. Try again. That's better. Compare and pull request, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
And basically now you're just filling out forms.
Yeah. So user status is sort of the title, is presumably doesn't need to be anything fancy.
So we're going to need a link to the pivotal tracker story first. Yeah, so we need to make sure these things are sort of like cross-linked to each other so that when people come in to review the pull request, they can sort of follow the trail of what's happening.
These things as in the pivotal tracker and the pull request.
Yeah. And also, if there are any sort of like UI elements, they'll often ask you to push your code to an Heroku instance.
Mm-hmm.
So it can be sort of reviewed that way as well. So I would do that. Try the new tracker. Have you seen the new interface? There you go. And it's the box with the graph in it. If you click the AV website one, oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm still getting used to. I've only just this week really started screen sharing and thing, and I'm still getting used to the kind of second or so delay. Had quite a few moments where I'm midway through doing something and someone's like, do the other thing. I don't actually know the story. I mean, this was something that Thomas, I guess it was being current.
Okay, what did you...
So
it should be in current. It'll be below the green ones. The green ones are the ones that are completed.
It was to do with user statuses, this, I guess.
There's also a search box that works fairly well in the blue bar at the top.
Yeah. But I imagine it's this one here.
Yeah, one thing we should do, you should add yourself to the story. So where it says owners and it says Thomas Achman, just add yourself down. There you go. Now, I'll just give you a bit of a a few tips on using this to make it
Mhm.
easier for yourself. You can close those panes. You see it says current backlog icebox.
Yeah.
There's an X at the top of each box, or on the left, that left-hand pane where it says in blue current backlog icebox.
Mhm.
Use that to toggle them on and off quickly.
Mhm.
So the one that is useful is that's not shown right now is the one that says my work. So if you click on that, it'll just show you any tickets that you've added yourself to will just show up there, so you can see it on the right.
Okay, so this is all just my view of this thing. I won't be affecting how anyone else sees it, I think.
No, not by doing this kind of thing. If you're editing tickets, of course, everyone's going to see that. If you reorder the tickets in the box,
Mhm.
that has an effect for everyone because it affects scheduling.
Mhm.
But just opening and closing windows doesn't. That's just your view, yeah.
Okay. Oh, shit. I better get that. Do you want to stay on, or do you mind if I'm back in 5 minutes?
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, right.
You still there?
Yep, still here.
Sorry about
It's all right.
that. So where were we?
So we're going to add the URL of the pivotal story to the pull request.
Okay, yeah. So
just click on my work on the left and you'll get there quick.
all right. So how do I get the URL for a particular story?
So if you open it up, there you go. There's a little link icon just to the left in that bar with all the buttons.
Yeah. So let's just copied it to my clipboard.
Yeah.
Okay. See what happens if I open it. Yeah, cool.
So now, okay, so I don't actually know what the story is about, so we just need to write a brief description of what you guys did.
So this would just be what we just did now, rather than sort of what Thomas has done in the broader thing, or should I try and describe the whole story as I understand it?
Where's the user story? Okay, so in order to simplify interactions between users. I would just say, okay, so user, you could actually just copy what's in the description there and paste it in. That should be fine.
Okay. And then, like, leave it to stand on its own?
Yeah, often what we'll do is just, describe the high points, like, what files you made big changes to, or if there are any sort of, like, architectural changes, they need to be pointed out. But given that it looks like Thomas did...
That I was working on, at least. Yeah, and as I say, I'm not sure.
I think we're good for now. I mean, we can always come back and edit it.
So just create pull requests as is.
Is there anything else we need? Okay, so there's no lo-fi or there's no Heroku instance for this thing.
There's no Heroku instance. So the lo-fi just like so he did kind of put something together while we were doing it. But like I had to leave and re-enter when it was playing up, so the link's gone and I hadn't saved it because I didn't realize it might be something to hang on to.
Let's just submit the pull request.
Okay.
And the next thing.
What is the lo-fi? Is it?
Just do it like that.
Okay, my GitHub.
Do you have like the world's worst internet or something?
Yeah, I think I possibly do. I'm at my dad's at the moment, and I don't actually live with him, but I'm staying with him a lot at the moment, which is kind of hamstringing. Sam described it as off the back of a lorry, which isn't too far wrong. I mean, is that basically it? That was what we just went through, and then click on.
The only other step would be to then go into the pivotal story and add the link to the pull request.
Okay, and where, as in in the description, or?
Or yeah, I would just add another line to the description, or you can throw it in a comment. Doesn't matter.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I guess I need some food anyway, so I'll just go and grab lunch and see if the internet's behaving itself better afterwards.
Okay, cool.
All right, cheers.
Yep.
I'll see you around.
Talk to you later.